Let's get into it. Soul Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. What Joe Rogan noticed at these rallies is disturbing, and he put it on blast while he was in this podcast. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right now, because you're probably like, what rallies? There's all sorts of rallies. There's anti-Tesla rallies. There's anti-Trump rallies. Well, there's also rallies against the oligarchy, where multi-millionaire Bernie Sanders and AOC rage against the machine because they're just lowly old peasant millionaires. They're not billionaires like the bad guys. So there's that. And then there's also Musk facing takedown protests. If you don't know, it was Global Tesla Takedown Weekend. It was pretty interesting. But what we're going to be talking about and what Joe ends up noticing has to do with this. Listen to AOC.
To put the pieces together. And ironically, the most divisive forces in our country are actually bringing more of us together than before. And that's important. And I want to let you all know, in every single stop that Bernie and I have had in the last couple of days, we were in Nevada a couple of days ago. We were in Greeley, Colorado, way out there in Colorado. We went to Denver. Every single stop has completely blown out all attendance projections.
All attendance projections. The crowd size, ladies and gentlemen, that is what has been outed when it comes to Bernie Sanders and when it comes to Elon Musk's protest. And this goes hand in hand, and you'll see as we go on.
Yeah, I get paid to be out here.
You get paid to be out here?
Yeah.
Amazing. So some pack.
Yeah. You really are getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, definitely. 100% I'm getting paid for this.
There are people admitting that they're getting paid to be at protests, and it all comes together. The anti-Elon rhetoric and AOC and Bernie Sanders crowds. Oh, it's all being outed one podcast at a time. Joe Rogan's talking about it right here, and then I'm going to go way deep into the metadata, the GPS, sorry. And other cell phone data to show you exactly what Joe's talking about. Let's get into it.
Figure that puzzle out, because right now they lost to Trump, and they're in this scattered thing where they're trying to shit on everything he does, hide all the good stuff. You didn't hear a peep about Elon rescuing those people. That should have been on all of the news stories all day long. We should have had a live stream of it. It should have been a huge national event. We're finally going to rescue the astronauts who are trapped in the space station for 8 months. And this super genius, this Elon Musk character, is the guy who figured out how to go get them. His company went and rescued them because we can't do it anymore. We couldn't rescue them. We had to rely on his company, and you don't hear shit about it. You don't hear shit about it. It's crazy. You hear a few stories. They're having a hard time coming back, but why weren't they live streaming the whole thing? That's a huge moment. Yeah. You're recovering these poor people. Like, this is a giant special interest story that would grab so many headlines, and it would have so much ratings because everybody wants to see it. Oh my God, they're going to get the astronauts. You'd be sitting on your couch with your family. Are they going to get them? Is it going to dock? Is it going to work? Yeah. You know, all that.
But well, the hope is, man, the reality is the best teacher, right? So the Democrat brand is so destroyed now, so toxic, that they're going to have to work something out, because if not, they're just going to keep losing. They're
going to go with Bernie and AOC. And that's why they've been Astroturfing all these giant arenas for people. They're claiming they did an analysis of, find out if this is true, because I read this on X, and sometimes the community notes doesn't get there in time. But they were saying that they claimed there was 30,000 people, but they got all the cell phone data, and they found out there was 24,000 cell phones. So they fudged it a little bit. That sounds normal. But they also said that a huge number of these people had been to 20-plus events and a lot of other different progressive events, and it seems like, at least on some of them, for sure, they were paying people. So they're giving people money to get on a bus, go to this place, here's your sign, go have fun. And so you're doing something different, right? You're pretending that these people are all coming out to see you, but they're coming out to see you because you're giving them money and free food.
Right.
And, you handed out water bottles, and everybody gets a sign, and everybody seems like they're kind of a part of a team. And for a lot of losers, a lot of people that don't have things going well in their life, and like, what do we? I was a loser at many points in my life. If somebody called me up and said, "Hey man, you want to make $400 and just go to this Kamala Harris rally?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." I would 100% go. I would 100% go with no political. And then I probably think she's cool. And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fucking voting for her, dude. He's Hitler. That guy. We gotta stop Hitler." And I'd be holding up that stupid sign. If you found me when I was 21, 100% I would have taken that $400.
Yeah.
They were giving out $1,000 for people to protest. I think it was Tesla. I'm not sure about that, but I think it was Tesla. So they had like the rules of engagement. If someone comes after you, hit them in the body. Don't pick up an object unless they pick up an object first. Like, are you organizing gangs? Like, are you guys paying money for people and then literally saying to them, "Here's what happens if you engage in violence"? Like, why is that even on the table? I thought you guys were peacefully protesting. Like, who's going to get how many pro-Tesla hooligans are out there that have beaten people up for Tesla? Is it zero? I have not seen a bunch of pro-Tesla gang members out there. So what are you going to encounter with this anti-Tesla movement? The police? Like, who's going to stop you from doing it? Who's going to engage with you? Like, you're kind of talking in a way that at least puts it on the table that violence might take place. And you're paying people.
Yeah, and because they destroyed language, now it sort of logically makes sense, right? If these people are Nazis, if you actually thought they were Nazis,
right.
Like if you actually thought Nazis had taken over your country, you'd pick up a gun, right?
You shouldn't need $1,000 free lunch. $1,000 in free lunch is crazy.
You need to smooth things over, make it
you
easier.
need to subsidize your movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have a hard time doing the $1,000 one. I'd be like, bro, we're going to jail. I'd be like, I'm not that stupid. I'll hold the sign. I'll go to the rally. But if I was 21, they said, look, $1,000, I want to protest against Tesla. I'd be like, hold on. What happens if we get arrested? Like this guy's rich.
Yeah.
Like, he's not gonna let you light his cars on fire, stupid. He's the richest man on earth. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but you're someone who's got a family. You're well adjusted. Like, if you look at
even when I was young, I had survival instincts.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these people, when you look at their mugshot, I don't want to be unkind, but they don't look particularly well. A lot of them.
That's 100% true. And I think we need to have a lot of compassion for young people that get caught up in these movements and do silly things. And they even vandalism. They just need to understand that should never be on the table. No violent acts are ever justified, especially if someone's not being violent to you. If you decide to just go smash property and light things on fire, you don't serve your cause, because rational, reasonable people are not going to do that. They're not going to light Starbucks on fire because Black Lives Matter. That's crazy. But if you get caught up in this fuck corporate thing, man, the banks, this, and you just want to start lighting things on fire, you're just serving them, because they will develop better and stronger ways to crack down on protest now. And all the people that wanted to protest reasonably, all the people that wanted to express themselves and say, we stand together to say that this is wrong, those people are all going to get hosed.
Yeah.
Because you lit Starbucks on fire, you idiot. It's like but they're young. A lot of these people, they have blue hair. They probably had a shitty childhood. They're running around like experiencing freedom for like the first time in their life for the last 16 months, right? This is their first freedom out of their parents' house. And they get caught up in, just like people get caught up in being in cults. You know, people get caught up in all kinds of things. It's like we just have to have more compassion for people and better mentorship. One of the real problems is that kids go to universities and almost universally they're given this ideology that this whole university and almost every university ascribes to, and it's like universal. It's uniform. It's like there's less liberal ones, but they're almost all liberal. It's like almost all higher learning. There's only a few conservative universities. It's just a weird time for thinking and for discourse and for deciding what team you're on. It's like everyone's scared and scrambling, you know, do we go red or blue? And it's just the whole country's in this like weird state of disarray.
And it's very tribal. And you see it now as well, you know, now.
Man, I like when Joe goes off on these tangents, especially towards something like this, because Jamie didn't come back with the fact check, because it actually is true. This is actually happening. Now, I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown of what's going on with the Elon protests, even going to hear a few words from him himself, or you're going to see a few words because he has something to say. And then I'm going to give you a breakdown of the whole GPS thing that Joe's talking about, because it goes further than just, oh, there was a bunch of cell phone data. No. This person who actually revealed this, I want to say Tony Sagara. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I know it's not Segura because that's Joe Rogan's friend. So I'm just trying to say it differently because it's spelled a little differently. There's an A where there would be an E in Segura. But let's start off with this right here, and then we'll just get into all of that right after.
Well, it is a movement of anger and hate, a wave.
Of course I have it on double speed. But you know what? With this lady, it's not the worst idea, honestly.
Of anti-Elon Musk protests erupting across America. It happened all during the weekend as left-wing protesters targeted over 200 dealerships, showrooms, and charging stations under the banner of Take Tesla Down. It's a movement. Apparently, they don't have any problem taking away people's jobs, because if you destroy the employee workplace, how can you hire people? Anyway, they're protesting senior advisor Elon Musk's efforts to cut out government waste through the Department of Government Efficiency. However, some agitators are still resorting to violence. Is that what we're calling them now? Agitators? They're violent. This is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-hosts, Emily Campagno.
Is that what they're calling them now? They're wrong.
And Kayleigh McEnany. Also joining us today, Jerry Willis, Fox Business correspondent, and Jeremy Hunt, Veterans on Duty chairman and former Army intelligence captain. Well, now the White House is deeming the attacks on Tesla to be domestic terror. Yes, that's more like it. Vehicles and dealerships have been pelted with bullets and...
Listen, I know some people love this lady, but oh my gosh, she is hilarious to me. Like, she's like, have you ever seen the movie Stepford Wives? Have you ever seen that movie? That's exactly what she is. She's a Stepford wife, 100%. She's not AI. She's just a straight up clone. It's just... Okay, let me keep going.
Vehicles and dealerships have been pelted with bullets and Molotov cocktails, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage, and a lot of frightened people driving Teslas. Just this past weekend, protesters encouraged behavior just like that. That's not protesting. In New York, they held up signs that read, "Burn a Tesla, save democracy." And this video shows what happened in Texas. The moment an anti-Tesla agitator rammed his four-wheeler into the side of unsuspecting Tesla owner's vehicle. The victim, fortunately, was not in the car when it happened, but she says the incident...
Yo. How do you have the time to build this weird makeshift thing with a gas tank on the front here, but you don't have time to get into the gym? Are you kidding me? What? 2025 is crazy.
Has left her living in fear.
It's hurting more of the innocent victims than it is the people that they're trying to hurt. Every day, every second that I have to get in my vehicle, I do worry. And I do worry if I'm going to be in it when they decide to hurt it.
Trump senior advisor Musk is calling out Democrats.
Isn't it shocking how much violence and hatred is coming from the left? I mean, isn't it supposed to be the party that they claim to be the party of empathy? And yet they're burning Teslas and shooting up dealerships and calling for the death of the president and me. I'm like, guys, this is insane. Like, they're gone psycho. I mean, it's really like, I totally understand if somebody doesn't want to buy a product. Yeah, it's up to you. It's a free country, but you don't have to burn it down. Okay? But much. That's somebody else's car. Leave it alone.
Solid take by Elon Musk. I've been saying that for the longest time. You're just doing that to innocent citizens. But just to go back on what Joe Rogan said, he said, why didn't they live stream it when it came to the astronauts? They actually did. Elon Musk did, at least. No mainstream outlets actually did, though. And it's not fudging the numbers a little bit like he said. It is way more than that. And there's a lot of people who don't really understand what's going on. I had someone in the comments on my second channel, link in the description. I was talking about I kind of referenced the crowd size, Kamala Harris and everything. I said, we all know how they got those crowd sizes. And the person's like, not true. Just so you know, thousands of people came out to see Beyonce in Houston. I was like, I'm like, do you not realize you just said to see Beyonce? Exactly. They're messing with things. They're not doing things on the up and up. Now, this is Bernie Sanders, and this is his post. It says the video speaks for itself. 34,000 people in Denver, largest political rally there since '08. The message is clear. No to authoritarianism. No to the oligarchy. No to Trumpism. We are ready to fight back. And now it's on in Tucson. It's on to Tucson. That's Bernie Sanders. I haven't had much time to work on that impression, okay? But this is what he was talking about here. Let's check it out. Now, from what I can see, there's no audio in this. They just took the time to actually drone everybody that was there. Drone film, I should say, especially in today's world. They're drone filming everybody that was there, just showing how big the crowd actually was. And then once you start doing this, X starts doing its thing. He posted this on X. Once you do that, X goes, oh yeah? Huh. Let's look into that a little bit. And X started doing what X does best. Now, what else they got here? I didn't look at it all. Okay, so they're just doing some drone shots. That's it. They're just showing. And it's a massive crowd. Got to give it to them. That's a huge crowd right there. That's the platform right there. All of them there to just hear Bernie Sanders muffle through his whole voice like blah, 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 and hear AOC just, talk like Kamala Harris, just word salad style. It's all good. Yeah. Kudos to them. Good job. But then some people started figuring it out right away. They went into it. The GPS data exposes astroturfing at Denver Bernie Sanders AOC rally. That massive Bernie Sanders AOC rally, turns out it wasn't as grassroots as advertised. Despite claims of 34,000 people, the data revealed the real number was closer to 20. Still big, not record-breaking. More revealing, a whopping 84% of those people had shown up to other protests. Now, let me just go to the person who actually exposed this from the beginning. You see that name right there? Am I wrong with that? What name is that? Is that Tony Siruga? I want to pay the guy some respect because he does good work. I should be following him. Oh, I'm not even logged in. That's why. So here's what he had to say. And I'm just going to do it through this because he wrote a whole lot. Here you go.
GPS. Here we go again. There were 20,189 devices. Still a large crowd, but not even close to the 30,000 quoted in Denver newspapers, nor the 34,000 quoted by Bernie Sanders and AOC. 84% of the devices present had attended 9 or more Kamala Harris rallies, Antifa BLM, pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian protests. 31% had attended over 20. For more insight into what data we also look at in addition to GPS location data would be demographic and psychographic data, using over 6,000 different databases, i.e., like the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Pew Research Center, market research firms like YouGov, Experian, specialized tools like ESRI's Tapestry segmentation, consumer surveys, social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn. Demographic data includes basic characteristics like age, gender, income, education level, occupation, marital status, family size, ethnicity, and where people live. Psychographic data dives deeper into people's lifestyles, values, attitudes, interests, personality traits, social class, activities, and how they make purchasing decisions. For example, it might show if someone values sustainability, enjoys outdoor activities, participates in community activism. While demographic data is straightforward, psychographic data can reveal sensitive personal details like beliefs, even life goals. Additionally, by cross-pollinating each device with other devices regularly within close proximity to the target device, we are able to build a detailed profile for each target. 90% of those in the above 84% were likely working with one of these 5 groups and is the reason for their presence. Once again, this is based on a very sophisticated algorithm that looks at the behavioral metrics for each device, including the physical one. 1. Proximity to leaders and paymasters from these groups in the past. Disruption Project, Rise and Resist, Indivisible Project, Troublemakers, and the Democratic Socialists of America. Each receives money from ActBlue and at least 3 via USAID. Disruption Project, legal status is unclear, likely operating illegally. Rise and Resist, 501c4 nonprofit. Indivisible Project, 501c4 nonprofit. Troublemakers, legal status is for profit. Democratic Socialists of America, 501c4 nonprofit.
There you have it, the whole breakdown. So you got to think 20 rallies. Now, now here's my thing. Very hard to have a full-time job and you've gone to 20 rallies. Hard to have a part-time job and go to 20 rallies. Now you say, well, what do you mean? You have more time when you have a full-time job. That is very true. But what you don't have is the means to uphold all of your monthly expenses and have these expenses of travel, food, your hotel, if you're staying at a place in Airbnb, if you're staying there, you know, everything that you have to do. Maybe you're not taking a plane, but still travel. All of these, you have your own car, still gas. There's still all these expenses that come with doing that 20 times. And now you're not just going from one part. I'm not going from Travis County here to all of a sudden another county and then another county. It's like, no, we're going to a different state. And then we're going all the way to this state. Then we're going all the way to this state. Then we're going all the way here. That's a lot to do, whether you have a part-time or full-time job. So it's starting to look pretty bad. Now, I have some more stuff here. Oh, what's this? This AOC, just giving the word salad? Yeah, sure. Well, here's some AOC.
We are here together because an extreme concentration of power and corruption is taking.
Oh, that voice. I can't be the only one, guys. I was going to play a minute of this. I don't think I can. Listen, she's not saying anything important. I promise. Listen, if she was given some JFK type speech, I swear to you, I would play the whole thing. I promise you, she's not saying anything annoying. That voice is too much for me. Anyway, let's move on. I'm sure a lot of you agree out there. Anyway, let's just hear out what Ted Cruz had to say about his experience with these type of protesters. Then I keep forgetting. I'm going to pull up a website. I've pulled this up before. It's called Crowds on Demand. I just want to write that down so I remember. I'm going to pull that up right after this.
Well, listen, I think the, quote, rage at Republican town halls was entirely AstroTurf. We saw the left paying and hiring left-wing activists to show up at town halls. George Soros, there's a whole apparatus where they fund. I'll tell you something, Kaylee. So last year, for about 7 months, I had every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. pro-Hamas protesters in front of my house. They would show up at 7 a.m. They would scream at the top of their lungs. They would bang bells. They would scream curse words. They'd drop F-bombs. They'd wake up the small children who live in the houses nearby me. And what was interesting is they would show up at 7 a.m. and they'd leave at 8. It was clearly paid for.
Wow.
They were being paid. As far as I could tell, these protesters were not Palestinian. They were just leftists who were getting a paycheck. 7 a.m. they were there. 8 o'clock, 8:01 they were gone. And it went for about 7 months. And then it disappeared. They've never come back. And it was clear, whoever was writing the paycheck, at some point they decided, all right, we've harassed my family long enough. Let's go harass someone else.
So there you have it. And a lot of people are actually reporting the same thing in regards to what's been going on recently. Now, this is the website that I was talking about. This is a real website. It's Crowds on Demand. If you've seen this before, because I've pulled this up once before, I do apologize, but I think people need to know about it. Crowds on Demand is your home for impactful advocacy campaigns, demonstrations, PR stunts, crowds for hire, and corporate events. You could even have just you yourself. You could just call the paparazzi. You could have a paparazzi thing arranged where your wife comes out of the grocery store and a bunch of people just come at her with cameras and start asking her questions. like you could actually do that to somebody. You could do that for their birthday. Like it's a very odd type of thing. We create out-of-the-box campaign audience events to make impact for our clients. Now, let me just go down here so you can see this. Now, protests, rallies, advocacy, whether your organization is lobbying to gain approval of a project, move forward a legislative initiative, bring additional pressure within complex litigation, or trying to see swift and effective action in another way, we can set up protests, rallies, demonstrations. I'm just saying, nothing's been proven. Okay, just let me be clear. Nothing's been proven. But just the fact that I know that this site exists makes me very skeptical when I hear a testimony like this. And yes, it is from Ted Cruz, so you can take that for what you will. You know, he knows what side he's on. He's very clear about that, and he always has been very clear about that. But when I start seeing stuff like this.
Boycott. You say Tesla. Boycott. Tesla. Boycott. Tesla. Boycott. Tesla. Boycott. Tesla. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Fire. You say Elon. Fire. Elon. Fire. Elon. Boycott. You say Tesla.
You see what I mean? These guys aren't operating with "I'm here to make a difference" energy. They're moving with "this is my job" type energy. That's what I've noticed as I start to think about this and I start to look at it all. They're moving with a different type of energy. Now, the reason that I show you this, let me just jump over to this real quick. Check this out. This is actually a sheet of paper. Oh, I wish you guys could see it clear. Let me see if I can zoom in on this thing at all. So you can see here, somebody has the chants arranged. And it says large printing simplified chant sheet at the bottom. There you go. You can see it at the top there. Elon Musk, go to Mars. We don't need your swastika cars. That's pretty good. Come on. Listen, I don't agree with it. That's pretty good, though. A good chant? Come on. Elon Musk, go to Mars. We don't need your swastika cars. It's a pretty solid one. Elon Musk is unelected. Democracy must be protected. Now that just outs you right there. Everybody knows who you're working for when you say that one. You can't be saying that one. That one's just too on the nose, you know? The people united will never be defeated. Nah, that one doesn't really rhyme or anything. Not that great. Oh, a classic. You know the classic. Hey, hey, ho, ho. President Musk has got to go. Oh, that's a classic. That is a woke classic. If they were making a nice woke Christmas song or Christmas album, they would have to include the old hey, hey, ho, ho. Whoever originated that, whichever hippie or just socialist originated that, probably had like an intelligence background. When you say hey, hey, and you couple it with ho, ho, the mind does something very spectacular. It tacks on to whatever you say next, and it goes deeper into your subconscious. Probably made in like the Nixon era or something. We will not cooperate with your techno-fascist state. That's a little too wordy. There. Public workers work for us. Can't say that for Elon Musk. Oh, this one's a little crazy too. The one at the bottom there. Democrats, grow a spine. Now's your time to draw the line. I don't know. I would, buddy. You hit the nail on the head with the swastikars. I'm just saying, that was a pretty good one. But all jokes aside, this is what somebody actually had. It was pictured, because there's always right-wing people who attend these things, and they start looking at stuff, and they're taking pictures and zooming in, and they have they have hidden cameras and cameras on their glasses. So somebody attained this shot. So it just adds another layer to this whole thing, right? Then we have Elon Musk here. He just says, based on videos I've seen so far, the worst fear of the paid Tesla protester appears to be having a real job. Yeah, Elon Musk humor. That's good for Elon Musk. And then just move over here. Before I play that, I'll just play this one just to touch on what we're dealing with right now. Check this out.
What are we doing here today?
Well, there was a protest here, but as soon as noon hit, they all vanished. They clearly don't really care that much about this issue, because as soon as the clock ran out, they were like, yeah, we're going to go home. Bye. That's enough. I think it's ridiculous to rally against an American business that creates American jobs. And Again, there's a reason why Donald Trump and his administration were given the mandate.
You know what's interesting? There were like 100 people on the other side of the road, and almost none of them wanted to talk to us. 5 people over here, and I know I could talk to every single one of these people. What are we doing here today?
Well,
It's interesting. They all just left right at 12. Now, also, I mean, since we're in the vein of this conversation, she could be paid too. I think she works for Turning Point. I feel like she's actually a content creator and she works for Turning Point. But if not, she could easily be paid as well. You never know. It's just very interesting. And there was another video that I couldn't find. I saw it just a couple of days ago. My X account has been being ridiculous. It's been locking me out and doing all sorts of weird stuff. But I had it saved, and it is showing this exact thing we're talking about. The clock hits a certain time and they just wrap it up. And they just rapidly leave the whole thing. It's just very weird. Again, not proof or anything, but it's just interesting to start thinking about as you see this stuff. Now, this is Hakeem Jeffries. Normally, the Democrats don't even address things like this. But Hakeem Jeffries found it very important that he had to address this.
Just got back to the Capitol. Another day, another lie from these people who are out of control. I'm told that Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and the extreme MAGA Republicans are claiming that Democrats are sending paid protesters into their town hall meetings. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all?
Oh, with y'all. What's wrong with y'all? That guy talks as white as I do. And guess what we don't say? With y'all. We don't say. Come on, buddy. You know how you are, okay? You know what you sound. We're both those black guys that sound very white. We don't say with y'all. Even me saying it right now, how much I have to force that. Just stop it. Ridiculous.
We don't need to send paid protesters into your town hall meetings. The American people are with us all across the country. People are rising up to push back against the assault on the economy, the assault on hardworking families, the assault on...
Oh, even my internet doesn't want me to play this guy's clip. Hey, all good. I understand.
Just got back to the Capitol. Another day, another lie from these people who are...
Why does it look like he's rapping? If I just turn off the music, look at him. Looks like he's like doing spoken word. And then I had to say, when I was oppressed, who was the oppressor? I had to look in the mirror, but no, they tell me, pull me up by my bootstraps, but my boots got stolen. Why does he look like one of those guys? Looks like he's about to drop the wackest album of 2025. He's just going to drop a terrible album coming up soon. Very funny. But, jokes aside, it just seems like they haven't learned. The astroturfing, the coming out here and being like, no, the people just stand with us, trying to create this illusion. They're just not getting it. All you have to do, and Trump has laid out the blueprint pretty easily. All you have to do, now he's funny and there's the charisma and everything, but the main thing he did, the main stuff that's in his recipe, is he's talking about what people actually care about. That's it. That's it. The things that people talk about and they say, well, this is worrying me and that's worrying me. He just talks about that and says, I'm going to solve that. And then when he gets in office, he starts doing that to the point where people are like, whoa, I didn't think whoa, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden you see your Tom Homan. He's like, well, if we deport somebody, the whole family can go with them if they want. We're like, whoa. I mean, that's what I want, but whoa, very quick. This is day 3. What's going? Can you slow down? They're like, no, we're not slowing down. We said we'd do it. We're going to do it. That's all you got to do. Instead, they keep on with this type of stuff. It's just ridiculous. But I just wanted to show you guys all that. There is a whole lot more we're going to see of this. And Elon Musk, should I show you guys this? I haven't actually showed you guys this, huh? Let me just see right here. Let me just see Elon Musk, I don't know if I can find the exact clip. Let me just see here. Elon Musk, Fox News. Will I be able to find that clip? No, that's a 38-minute video. But you know what I could search? A little thing called Coach Colin Media. Have you guys heard of it? It's a great channel. Just letting you guys know. There's a whole lot of videos on that channel. Oh, there's the boy right there. Now, let's just move on. I just found this clip. Elon Musk sending a dark warning. I am coming for you. Check this out. Let me see if I can find it.
You don't have to be here. You know, there's now been these many cases of violence and vandalism at Tesla dealerships.
What are they doing this for? Why? And what's happening, it seems to me, is they're being fed propaganda by the far left. And they believe it. It's really unfortunate. But the real problem is are not the people. It's not like the crazy guy that firebombs a Tesla dealership. It's the people pushing the propaganda that caused that guy to do it. Those are the real villains here, and we're going to go after them. And the president's made it clear we're going to go after them. The ones providing the money, the ones pushing the lies and propaganda. We're going after them.
And it's been this evolution. I mean, the last administration.
So Elon Musk just saying that alone, because who's pushing it? So like, who is he referring to when he says that? Is he referring to the media? Is that what he's talking about? Because if that's what he's talking about, let's see it. Let's see it. You know, in that interview, he talks about that's the same thing that had Trump have an attempt on his life. So he was very, very stern in that whole interview. I won't play the whole thing for you now. It's on the other channel. You can check it out. What did I title that video if you want to see it? I titled it Elon Musk Sends a Dark Warning to the Media. Go ahead and check that out. You have never seen Elon Musk this angry in an interview. It is some wild stuff. But anyways, guys, just wanted to bring you all that. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Helps the channel tremendously. Other than that, I'm out.